Well, good morning. Welcome to Sebring Slot Cars. We're getting ready to start our first race of the day. This is the Can-Am Series. We have Steve Madison on red, Joe Tremper on white, Nelson Neto on blue, Henry Hake on purple, and Don Parsons on black. This is Nelson and Steve's first race. Let's see how they do their first race. All right, looks like Joe Tremper in the lead. We got Nelson Neto in third place. Don Parsons in second. Henry Hake in third and Steve Madison in fourth, a close fourth. Steve's kind of picking up the pace a little bit. Had to get used to the car. Didn't get much practice with the car. All right. Steve was off a couple of times. He just got to get used to the car and the tires. All right. All the racers are on the same lap. Don Parsons still leading with 14 laps over Joe Tremper. Man, this is a close race. Everybody's just hanging tight. Steve's off again. Steve, this first race, and he started on red. So red's the hardest lane we have. Here we go, back to the races. All right, heat over. All right. All right, we've got Don Parsons on yellow, Steve Madison on green, Nelson Neto on purple, Henry Hake on black, and we're missing some. That's all five, yeah. Joe Tremper on red. Yeah, you have to follow the scoreboard. And,
oh, okay.
Yeah, Don Parsons on the yellow lane is in the lead. Got two guys, this is their first race.
So these are the smaller.
These are the 132s.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the small ones are better. And they look a lot cooler.
Yeah, they're definitely more detailed.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
So fast.
Are y'all like pros at this?
huh?
Are y'all like pros at this?
Well, no, but we have a good time.
More than,
We call ourselves pros in one class, but that's just the show of different classes.
I'm not really seeing no one throw a ball.
So to be a pro, you have to make money. That's what the word professional means.
Yeah.
No, but you have to use money to do this.
Yeah, you do spend money. Like everything.
Yeah. It's not too terribly bad.
No. A lot cheaper than real cars.
Yeah. All right, heat over. Looks like Nelson Neto may be in the lead with 21 laps. Joe Tremper second place with 41 with Nelson, 41 with Joe, tied at first place. Steve Madison with Don Parsons with 40 laps. Henry Hake and Steve Madison each with 39. Laps that segment, Joe Tremper and Nelson Neto each with 21. Don Parsons and Steve Madison each with 20, and Henry Hake with 19. All right, we're going into our third heat. We got Steve Madison on blue, Joe Tremper on green, Don Parsons on orange, Henry Hake on yellow, Nelson Neto on black. You just did a 360. The brake. I mean, he wasn't running it smooth. I don't know if it was his sensitivity or the car. He's running better now. I'm not even sure. Yeah, he's on blue now, isn't he? I just don't want him to get, if I give him the white car, it's going to come off on black. All right. Nelson Neto is currently your leader with 15 laps. Joe Tremper, 15. Make sure I got my microphone on. All right, Nelson Neto, 18 laps. Joe Tremper, 18. Don Parsons, Henry Hake, 17 each. And Steve Madison, 17. All right, heat over. All right, Joe Tremper is your leader. We're tied with Nelson Neto at 21 each, or 62 each. Don Parsons, 59. Henry Hake and Steve Madison each with 58. Laps that segment. Both Joe Tremper and Nelson Neto each with 21. And everybody else with 19 laps that segment. Joe Tremper had fast lap with a 5.391. Nelson Neto a 5.464. Don Parsons a 5.839. Henry Hake a 5.950. And Steve Madison with a 5.551. Without really looking at it. Yeah, it just won't handle black. Well, I'll let you drive it. All right, Joe Tremper still leading with 72 laps. Nelson Neto chasing him down at 70, both of them at 73 now. Steve Madison, Don Parsons at 70 each. Henry Hake, 69. Steve's trying to catch Don. Nelson Neto chasing after Joe, just passing Joe. Those two are racing hard. That's for your lead right there. That's the white car and the red car on the blue lane. Nelson's pulled away a little bit, about 6 or 8 feet. And the heat is over. So Nelson Neto is currently your leader with 84 laps. Joe Tremper 10 feet behind with 84 also. Steve Madison and Don Parsons. Well, excuse me, Don Parsons with 79, Steve Madison 78. Henry Hake with 77. Laps that segment. Joe Tremper and Nelson Neto each with 22 laps. Don Parsons, Steve Madison each with 20. Henry Hake 19. Lap goes to Nelson Neto with a 5.361. Joe Tremper had the second fastest with a 5.456. Steve Madison with a 5.538. Don Parsons with a 5.880 and Hake with a 6.032. Going to be on purple. Nelson Neto on yellow. Don Parsons on white. Steve Madison on purple and Henry Hake on orange. Or did I get that wrong? No, I did. Joe Tremper purple, Nelson Neto orange, Henry Hake white, Steve Madison black, Don Parsons on red. Go. Joe Tremper is your leader with 97. Nelson Neto fell off. He's about a half a lap behind Joe. Don Parsons is still in third with 92, with Steve Madison charging at 91 and Henry Hake 89. Heat over. But Joe Tremper is your current leader with 105, Nelson Neto with 104, Don Parsons 98, Steve Madison 96, Henry Hake with 94 laps. Laps that segment. Joe Tremper is the only one with 21 laps, Nelson Neto 20, Don Parsons 19, Steve Madison 18, and Henry Hake 17. Okay. So we got Joe Tremper 105, Nelson Neto 104, Don Parsons 98, Steve Madison 96, and Henry Hake 94. Going back to racing. Here we go. Steve Madison jumped lanes and was being driven by another driver, another unsuspecting driver, and we were able to stop the track before we had a major crash. Track under the bridge. So Joe Tremper is your leader on black. He's 111 laps. Nelson Neto is 111. Nelson Neto just set a lane record. Couple of them. Nelson's in the white car. And he did it on white, which is one of your harder lanes. That car doesn't even have any time on it. He drives good, and the car's running good. But that white one, I mean, it didn't even get broke in at all. Come on, Steve. Another runaway car. Goodness gracious. 5303. Heat over. That's the end of heat number 6. Looks like Nelson Nito just pulled ahead of Joe Tremper. They're tied at 127 with Nelson a little bit ahead. Henry Hake with Don Parsons in third place with 117. Henry Hake 114. Steve Madison 113. Well, what? Huh? Oh, Joe is ahead. Excuse me. Where is Joe? Okay, yeah, so Joe's about 10 feet ahead. Okay. He's all right. We'll put Joe in with us because he missed this. Yeah. I made video. Just do announcing. We'll see. Just because we haven't made any videos in a while. We may do that. On red, he just set first race of his life on this track, and he just set a lane record on red. I got an idea we're going to have another pro pretty quick. Five, 3, 4, 1. Well, Nelson's driving. Okay, heat over. Nelson is setting some lane records with his brand new car with no time on that motor at all. Not even broke in. But all right, Joe Tremper still your leader with 149. Nelson Nito coming off of red with 148. Red is your hardest lane, and this guy is setting lane records on red. Brand new car, fresh out of the box. First time he's ever raced here at Sebring Slot Cars, and that's just remarkable. All right, Joe Tremper first place, Nelson Nito second place, Joe with 149, Nelson 148. Don Parsons in third place, secure with 137. Steve Madison fourth with 134, and Henry Hake 133.
Checkered flag.
171, Nelson Nito,
Race over.
170. About a lap apart. Oh man, don't tell me I left that screen up the whole time.
Everyone counts.
What a race, Joe. Congratulations. Well, Joe, you got that lap, didn't you?
Where was your car?
5.
You got mine?
Nelson was on 3. Nelson, we have these stickers in, like the numbered stickers inside the track. I'm just telling you. You see the sticker inside this curve? Look over here. Yeah, the number. You see that? That's what they're looking for. Well, I'm gonna have to run that car. You know what I discovered today? Oh, you got to put it on the track for pictures. I'm gonna go with a smaller wheel.
Okay.
Yep.
It's rubber?
No, I think they grip better.
Take your stickers off too if you have it.
Yeah, put your stickers on the back of your sheet of paper.